Well, we survived another day, another night, didn't we? Morning, Selmies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we emotionally screwed up and sleep deprived? Because I sure as hell am. This is your zombie. We were down to Roseman, California. It's 8:47 in the morning, West Coast time for a Sunday, the 12th of January, 2025. I'm not alive yet or awake yet, guys. Come on. Dog kept me up again. Not normal. Normalized when I can actually get some sleep. And when I woke up, I wanted to do a little bit of research to see what things can be pissing me off. Fires, and they're still being under threat of the Santa Anas. They got a little bit more containment on the Palisades, but it's still chewed up more acreage. Cal Fire's going to be putting that information out. I'll get that out later. The local press will be doing that for me right now. They already had a press conference. There's been about 16 people combined from the Eden Palisades fires that passed away. Sucked. Really did. People are still gathering in different places to share whatever they can with others. That's cool. There used to be, in the early stages of this fire situation, that LA Sheriff and LAPD felt it was okay for people to go on the property as long as they had escorts, but some things happened that made that policy unattainable. So we're back to square one. Nobody's going on the properties that have already been torched. And it sucks. But they say it's for necessary, so I'm not going to argue with these guys over it. As for the politics, well, somebody raised up a question concerning about Donald Trump being involved in all this situation. Well, county supervisor in Mayor Bass's office already contacted him, so I don't know if they're going to be getting contact back from the offices, whether or not they're going to be having issues with them or not. President Biden's time is winding down. It had been posted a while ago on Wednesday the 15th. He's going to be doing his final remarks to the country. And the fire is still going to be going through that time because we'll still have the Santa Anas giving us hell. Maybe we'll have more containment on that point. But even if I have the computer up here, let me see what they had still posted on CAL FIRE before anything else happens. And after that, I'll be going for other things to talk about. Right. So according to the incident page, um, they still haven't updated the information yet. Not just yet. I'll probably give them the end of the day. The two major things that they've got listed: Hearst fires, 89% containment. It's about 799 acres burnt, contained, controlled. So nothing else is going to happen. Eden fire, which was in San Gabriel area, 27% containment, over 14,000 acreage. Palisades, 23,000 and 11% containment. That's still chewing up. And they've still got the 15, but they haven't quite updated on Cal Fire yet of the people who passed away during this fire. And this, I don't think you can blame on a arsonist and really rack up the life services, life sentences for this one here. This was totally wind. And yeah, there's going to be investigations on the situation here. Kind of really sucks. Now for the other things I was trying to get myself wrapped around here. I I wasn't quite sure whether or not I was hearing this damn thing or not. Is the United States actually going in for civil war or an invasion of another country just because of the Panama Canal? My head's trying to wrap around a few things here and there. I may be screwed up on this one. I hope to God I am, because if I'm not, then I know we are in trouble. When I was watching some of the videos on YouTube, I was trying to get some kind of history going on, just understanding what's going on at this point. There's a South Dakota representative who's drafting a bill trying to introduce it into the Congress, whereas he wants the United States to buy or invade. Uh, I couldn't believe this in the first place when I read about this one. I'm like, please tell me you're kidding me about this one. Please, for the love of Saint Mike, you're telling me that this is. Are they really that stupid that they actually want to cause a civil war? Actually, cause another war in another area again? I thought Trump wanted to keep us out of war and keep us safe, but apparently not. He wants. I mean, we got Greenland, we got Panama Canal. Is he also going to go to war with Canada? I mean, is this just basically all distraction that he can do without just governing? He's allowing the House, both House and Senate, to go for this one? Because according to what was being posted out there, Representative Dusty Johnson, a Republican in South Dakota, introduced the Panama Canal Repurchase Act, which authorized the purchase of Panama Canal. Weeks ago, almost practically a month or two ago, Panama Canal, the country of Panama said on it. Did they not get the message? In order to get the canal, we're going to be purchasing it. But Panama's saying no. So we're going to be using military force to get this. That would be my mother at war with me this morning. Give me one moment, please. Sorry about that. My dog had to be taken care of. So, we're talking about one country trying to buy up sovereign territory in another sovereign country. And it's going to be pissing off both, what was it? Organization of American States. Now, there is such a thing called American Organization of States. It's basically from North America, stretching all the way down to South America. And maybe some of the Caribbean islands. This is our Americanized. I mean, we have South America, which is not part of North America, which is not part of the United States of America. But it had been labeled for that particular portion of the continent. And we have the North American continent, which encompasses a sovereign territory called Canada. And we have a piece of our state hanging off the tip of them called Alaska. And then we have the great United States of America. Yay. Then after that, you have Mexico, and then you have several other Latin states connected with that isthmus into South America. Now, if we are going to be serious, absolutely serious about this, do they actually have understanding the mechanisms of Panama, not the government, but the canal itself, what it requires, and everything surrounding it and surrounding it? I don't think they understand this. They don't want to understand it. They don't want the American people to understand the mechanisms. It's not just the political and the sovereign stuff we got to worry about. No. I'm talking about mechanisms. Not just the dock, but fluid retention, fluid acquisition, filling up one of the major lakes that they have out there, which has already been in a drought situation because of the damn global change. See, everything in our planet is interconnected. Everything is connected to each other one way or another, in one form or another. But people don't want to understand it. They think about and what they can any do. They're going to die anyway, so might as well screw everything else. And the hell with everybody, right? That's how it works. That's basically how it works. There's a lot of articles I've pulled up, PDF'd. So I would do some heavy duty research if I was really going to be going crazy on this one. But I just got pissed off about it. Did you see it's a major lake that's depending upon normal rainfall to keep the water at a certain level so we can get traffic going through the canal. That means tourism and that means cargo. And unfortunately, some of the cargo companies out there are going to be making a land killing at this point because if they can't transport it by barge, they're going to transport it across the isthmus from one side to the other. It takes a lot more, costs a lot more, and it's the only way they're going to have to be competing. That's not just it. The economics and the environmental issues out there in the first place. But also, we're still invading a sovereign state. I don't think they understand this shit. The gas bag's son, one of them anyway, went in with another mouth over to Greenland. They're trying to make a point that they're for America. They don't give a shit about it. They don't want us part of them. They're part of Denmark. It's a Denmark territory. We're going to be invading sovereign territory. I think I talked about this one before. And then they still make the joke about it, and I'm waiting for it to go through the Congress. I'm waiting for it to go through Congress at this point. At least through the House of Representatives of not has anyway. They'll be making that kind of thing. So we're going to be, are we going to be doing a financial acquisition of Greenland as well from Denmark? A NATO country, if I'm not mistaken, Canada's also NATO, part of the United Nations. Are we doing this just to take off the United Nations, or are we trying to get the hell out of it? Are we trying to make ourselves truly an isolated country, and we're going to be depending upon our own petards? We get a lot of foreign products that we depend upon every day. We depend upon it, that we cannot generate or produce ourselves. That includes gas production, oil coming in. Yeah, we got oil, but why are we still depending on Canada? We're so super saturated with our own. No, we want more. We want more. We want more, 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 more. Why? Money, 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 money. We keep destroying the planet left and right. That's not going to be that much, but people are going to be paying premium for everything. And those who got the money on the top says, "I don't care. I got it all." See, I must be obeyed. This is what happens when we have things happening around us. We have to take care of things immediately and other things long term. Now, I know that it's going to get even crazier with a lot more rhetoric. And from what I've seen, it's going to get even worse. Or just about anyway. Especially when I have House of Congress going to be depending or deciding on these kind of weird ass bills. Now I'm waiting for the bill that's coming up where we're going to try to make Canada a 51st state. They already laughed at us. We got a new prime minister in there. I think he's more complicit to Trump, but I don't think the people are going to be liking that one anyway. Not just our people, but Canada is not going to be too keen on Trump or the prime minister who's going to be following through that idea. Trudeau didn't want to deal with Trump. A lot of people are having problems with Trudeau. So, I think he's out. I don't think he's coming back as prime minister again. But we do have the Trumplicans, or MAGA supporters in Canada, probably would want. But are they going to be selling out their sovereignty to Trump? That would be the question for the entire Canadian continent, wouldn't it? And how about if they made the idea? Let's just say if they made the idea of reacquiring or actually acquiring Alaska. or if Denmark, and I'll put it to Denmark, if anybody from Denmark is going to listen to this, and I'll put this on instant premiere broadcasting on YouTube, I'm going to make a challenge to the Canadian government and to Denmark and to the country of Panama and Mexico. Which portions of the United States do you want to purchase or acquire military wise? Because apparently I think the United States government is not tired of war at all, neither is the warmongers, neither is the defense contractors or our politicians. They're soaked in blood money. So, if we're going to make another war situation over here, I'm going to put it to you guys seriously. Which portions of the United States do you want to acquire back? Anybody want Florida? Anybody want Alaska? I don't know. Would you like Hawaii? I'm not smiling. Because if Trump wants Greenland, that's going to be going against the United Nations. That's going against NATO. That's also going against Denmark, a sovereign territory. If Greenland wants their own sovereign territory, they got to fight for that one. They got to work on that one. They got to tell them that they want their particular piece of floating island, their own home, and their own sovereign territory. It's up to the people in Greenland. The Greenlanders? Would that be it? So I'm going to propose it again. And I hope the federal government hears me. Both Biden administration and Trump administration. The United States is up for sale. Which portion of it do you want? I, as a sovereign citizen of the United States of America, born in the state of California, born in the city of Downey, who had resided in the city and state of Los Angeles County of California all my life. Oh, except the last 20 years. I had to move over to Antelope Valley in the armpit of Southern California. But what the hell? Oh, I thought Roseman was that one. That's also part of Kern. That's also Trumplican territory right there. It gets complicated. But I'm still a Californian. I ain't moving just yet. Fuck like that here. So I am making this not as a joke. I'm serious. Which portions of the United States does Canada, Denmark, Mexico, and Panama want in exchange for a 51st state out of Canada? Greenland is our territory, and the Panama Canal is the United States territory. I am serious. I offer this. As a United States citizen, and I'm not relinquishing my birthright either. I'll tell the new administration and the current administration, let's go fuck yourselves. I'm not a sovereign citizen. I am a United States citizen. And I sure as hell don't like the idea we're going to be confiscating a sovereign territory just because of a waterways having issues with itself. Mexico and having its own drug wars going on. And they're trying to contain it, but they're struggling at that point. But they were gracious enough to give us some firefighting equipment, and I thank Mexico for that. I also thank Canada for the loan of the Super Scoopers, which I apologize as a United States citizen, even though I wasn't part of the action in any way, shape, or form. But I'm sorry about your property getting damaged, but I appreciate your firefighting capabilities. We appreciate it in Southern California. Thank you. Now, who wants Alaska? Anybody? I'm serious. Who wants Alaska? We'll give it to you. Anybody want Hawaii? Give that one to you. Compensation. Because once Trump gets in office and and the United States Congress wants it and declares it, We just declared war on Panama over a canal system that's faulty currently because of global climate changes affecting their economy and the world's economy, but nobody else wants or cares about it. So, what do I offer? What do I hear for bids? You can take Florida. Name a guest. California's up for sale. Mexico, come on in. Canada, do you want California, Oregon, or you want any part of the United States? Be my guest. Keep this in mind. If this is what the American people want, if this is what the congressional assholes want in Congress, they want a war. Let's have a war. That means NORAD is gone. That means the joint venture that we had with the United States and Canada regarding a North American defense. Gone. If Russia or China or even North Korea, God forbid, actually does a launch on us, we got no protection because we just been at war with Canada. And now with Mexico. And now with Central America. Who wants our country? I'm serious. Who wants our country? Make the bids now.